Let me just tell you a little about myself. I grew up in this youth group. All right. Some of you might remember Dave Becker. How many of you remember Dave Becker from like middle school? Sometimes he taught in middle school and stuff like that. He was my youth leader. He's a funny guy. I learned everything I know from him, which means I'm kind of rude sometimes. If you know Dave Becker, he's kind of rude and all that. But I grew up here. And then I went to college, and then I went to Thailand. For 16 years, I lived in Thailand, and then I just came back 3 years ago. Okay? Yeah, I came back. All right? I live here now. All right? And I help out of the youth group. I was the 9th grade boy group leader, one of the 9th grade boys group leader. So let's hear it now, 10th graders. Come on. All right? Yeah. So we had a good time. The reason I'm telling you all this for a reason to make sense of things that I'll say later. Okay? Another thing that's cool is I have 2 kids in the youth group, 2 boys, my sons. I won't say their names because that's embarrassing when the dad calls them out, right? Thanks, David. Okay. But one of the sons looks like me and the other one's handsome. So I'll let you guys figure that out. All right. All right. So in youth group, you've been talking on a series called After You. Okay. After You. It's those 2 over there. All right. We got it. We've been talking about this series called After You. Today, we're going to focus on a topic of uniqueness. Now, Jess gave me instructions. Okay, now she didn't write these instructions, so we're not going to get upset at Jess. But the instructions said, because I'm 42, so they have to explain these things to old people, right? It said at the beginning of your talk, to relate to the teens, you should put up some memes. I was slightly offended for you. Okay, I was. And here's why, is because it's like, really, that's the only thing that these kids will relate to is memes, okay? Seriously, that's it? So here's my question. This is our first discussion question. If you think you want to see some memes, raise your hand. Look how many. All right. Okay, so now let's try it again. If you want to be on, like you're like, I could go for a meme or 2. Now raise your hand. Okay. I didn't think that, I thought you guys were like, other things would be cool too, but I also didn't want to, like I'm a rule follower, and so I was like, the instructions told me to do it, so I'm sorry guys, you're going to get some memes. I did have my boys look at them just to kind of say like, maybe it's okay. So, we'll see. All right. So, I was a little worried on this one, because when I was a kid, I played Tetris, and I was a little bit worried that you guys might not even know what Tetris is. How many know what Tetris is? My grandma plays it. Nice. That was a really good insult. That was well done. All right. So, Tetris, obviously, you're trying to fit things together. When you do it well, they disappear, right? Can we all just relate to this? How many of us want to fit in on some level? Okay? How many of us want to stop it? You should all be raising your hands right now. If I asked every single person to point at some of you, the whole room, and just point at you, you would freak out because nobody likes that. Okay? Everybody wants to kind of fit in. So raise your hands. Yes, I want to fit in sometimes. Okay? You guys are terrible raising your hands. All right? You're just being mean to the high school principal now. You're like, this is our chance. I don't think so. At my school, they might just say, Jesus loves you or something. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. All right. How about this one? Do you have a tattoo? I have a tattoo as well. How many of you know somebody who has a tattoo? Okay, they're not all that unique, are they? Every single one of you knows somebody with a tattoo. They think like, oh, cool, I'm going to get a tattoo and I'm going to be so different and like rebel or all this kind of stuff. And then they're just welcome to the group of all those people that thought they were unique. They're not. Okay? How many of you, this made me think of, I don't think you guys are too old for this. How many of you remember Incredibles? Right? Remember Dash talking to his dad? Dash, little guy that runs real fast, right? Talking to his dad, he's like, if everybody's special then nobody's special, right? Some logic there. If we're all unique, if we're going the opposite of fitting in here, if we're all trying to be unique, then are we really all unique, right? Interesting. All right. How about this one? Can you read that? All you math people are like, oh, I get it. It's over now. Yeah, it's over 7,500 now. How many people we got in the world now? Are we at 8 yet? 8 billion? Okay. So for those of you who are not getting it, if you're 1 in a million, then that means there's probably 8,000 other people just like you. Okay. So that doesn't make me feel really unique. And now let's just be rude. All right. Let's just be rude. Have you ever met a unique person that's not useful? Yeah. Come on. Like you're just being weird to be weird, right? Okay. How many of you are tired of the memes already? Who's ready to be done with memes? Okay, good. So, the internet, this last meme makes me realize, like we could agree with this a little bit, but the internet sometimes has a way of just kind of putting a negative, pessimistic spin on things, a lot of times. Just shooting everything down. Like somebody says, oh, we got something great going on. There's somebody out there that's going to criticize it, right? That happens all the time, okay? Now, there's one thing that I love that's online, and I think it's really positive. And I'm not getting super excited about memes, but I do get excited about this. So I was like, well, even if this doesn't relate to you guys, I enjoy it. My family makes fun of me all the time because I'll just sit there and I'll just watch these YouTube videos over and over again. And I think it's awesome. And I bet some of you do too, okay? All right. I actually love AGTV. AGT. I love it. I can't get enough of it. I love watching the acts. I love the variety, whether it's singing, whether it's magic, or whether it's something you've never thought of before. I just think it's absolutely amazing. To the point where my family makes fun of me, like, oh, Dad's probably up in his room watching AGT again. Okay? But it's pretty amazing. Have you seen Shin Lim? Like, that guy, not only is he doing something unique, he has practiced so much that he is like one of the top magicians in the world. If you've seen him do some of the stuff he can do with his hands, with cards, it's pretty amazing. And maybe you don't know this, but he actually once lost the use of his hand because he shot a playing card, through his hand. That's dedication to your uniqueness, right? He had to get surgeries and go through therapy and stuff so he could be a magician again. It's pretty bad when a magician gets injured on the job, okay? But what I love about this is like the positive version of everything we just saw, because it's like these people, they took their uniqueness and they practiced it to perfection. Like that's really awesome. And that's why I love seeing it. And it's sort of like, wow, you could almost name anything and you can find somebody that's awesome at it on AGT. So that's what I like. Okay, now, not all of us are going to make it onto AGT. So, but I would argue we're all unique, right? So let me tell you about some of my uniqueness. When I was in high school, I went to a camp, and I actually didn't have a lot of things to do at the camp. And so one of the leaders said, oh, I could teach you how to juggle. And I was like, sure, what else am I doing? We're just out here in the woods, and I got nothing else to do. So he taught me to juggle, and I actually really started liking it. It wasn't just like you learn 3 balls and that's it. I learned 3 balls, 4 balls, 5 balls, clubs, rings, all of that. I could juggle knives. I could do all of those different types of things. And the cool part was I just did it. I just kind of did it at home. It was for me. I just thought it was a lot of fun. There was a guy in high school that also liked it, and we kind of ended up doing it together. I never did a show, or like that was never my goal. Never at all. But it's just one of those things that I thought was just really cool. And I started noticing that it even like improved like weird things. Like if I dropped something, I could like immediately just reach down and catch it. Or my hand-eye coordination got better and stuff like that. Odd, I get it, but unique for sure, okay? And so that's just one of those unique things about me. Okay, now, enough of me talking. At your tables, turn around. If you're sitting with some people you don't know, at least say your name, okay? And say the obvious question would be what? Name one thing that's unique about you. One thing that's unique about you. All right, what I want now is at each table, one person stand up and say something that's unique about somebody at your table. So I just want one example of uniqueness at your table. All right. I'll come around to all the tables. So just have someone stand up. Are you guys the 7th graders? Yeah. All right. You ready? All right. We'll start off with our 7th grade table. Let's hear it for the 7th graders. Come on. Do you want to just tell me and I'll say it in the microphone?
No.
All right, we got a singer. Let's hear for a singer. Really good at singing. All right, let's go over here. Is this 7th grade boys? All right.
My friend here can solve a Rubik's Cube in under 30 seconds.
Rubik's Cube in 30 seconds. That's awesome. All right, do you want to say in the mic? All right.
On his feet are different sizes.
Wait, what?
Feet are different sizes.
Feet are different sizes. Let's hear it for that. Woo! That's unique.
Layla King can whistle really well.
She can whistle really well. Who wants to hear it?
Guys.
Maybe later. All right, here we go.
We have a mafia boss at our table. He's a mafia boss, and
There's a mafia boss. That's unique. Come on. Is that it, or is there more to it?
I only know one of them, and he's right here. I can't tell you who.
Oh, okay. We don't know who the mafia boss is, but the secret unique.
Okay. In my spare time, I'm building a 1989 Lego Batwing.
And by the way, Batman is the best superhero. So. All right, here we go. Are you going to show us?
If you really want me to.
All right, this one is much better seen than heard. That was pretty cool. Say it.
It's not me, but Robbie's unique because he's your kid.
All right. I like him, so that works.
I have an obsession with languages and like to make up my own with their own grammar and writing systems.
Whoa. All right, make up your own language, little Tolkien here. Yeah, All right, who's going to talk here?
I know how to pop the first knuckle on my finger.
I never even thought about that. Like, that didn't occur that's something that people could do. All right. So, we kind of already mentioned the idea that people want to fit in, right? Have you ever seen the opposite, where people want to be unique? Okay, people really try hard to be unique. Sometimes we can say that fitting in can be good. Okay, sometimes fitting in is good. Sometimes it can be bad. Okay, like that was the point of the one meme we put up, is you just disappear. You become something that's not you. Okay, so could being unique be bad? Could being unique or trying to be unique or wanting to be unique, could that be bad? Could that be good? What do you guys think? Talk about it at your table. Is it good or bad to want to be unique? Go ahead. So, is it good or bad? Let's do a survey kind of thing first. Let's just do hand raising, although we'll see how this goes. Okay, if you think it's good to want to be unique, raise your hand. If you think it's good. Okay, all right, that's not very many. Go ahead, put your hands down. If you think it's bad to want to be unique, raise your hand. Okay, now that's the obvious one. What if you said it's both or in between or something like that? All right. So who can give me an example of when it's bad?
So I wouldn't really say it's bad. I would say it's not necessary to want to be unique. You just be yourself.
Oh, okay. All right. So just be yourself. You are unique, so just be yourself. So maybe you're also trying to say don't be something else just to try to be unique in that way, right? That would be bad, to try to be something you're not.
Hitler was unique, and that wasn't so good.
What? I don't know. Hitler was unique.
Yeah, that was kind of bad.
Okay. I'll go with this. Let's go with it. All right. There are ways to be unique that can be bad. Okay, that's fine. That's Jess's table, just to point that out, okay? That's Jess's table, all right? All right, did anybody else want to say something? I'm surprised this was like the first thing that came to my mind.
All right, so think of it like this.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, all boys have different types, right? So if you were all the same, you'd have a very little chance of getting a boyfriend.
Okay. Well, I guess the way to argue it would be if they're not your type, then you would never get a boyfriend. If they all happen to be your type, then you would have lots of boyfriends. But I get that. Okay. So variety's good. You have one? Oh, no. Okay. All right. I'm surprised this one just didn't come up. And I swear you have all experienced this, have seen this happen in your classes and stuff like that. The person that just wants all the attention, right? Like, come on, the people that are just asking for attention all the time. Look at me, look at me, look at me, okay? That's them trying to be special and trying to fill whatever need they have for that through their uniqueness or all those different types of things. You know who hates those people the most? Teachers, by the way, teachers, okay? Just little heads up. They pretend they don't, but they do. So, if being unique is bad, is there anything good about it? Okay? Today, I really want us to focus on that part. Today, I want us to just focus on why is it so good to be unique, or why is it so good to want to be unique? Okay? And I think you guys are smart enough that you've already kind of figured this out, or you're already kind of around it. All right? But Paul talks about it in Scripture. He's talking to a church that's actually struggling. They're fighting. They're jealous. They aren't getting along well. And he's trying to get them to see that they should be getting along and why they should be getting along and what would happen if they did get along. So I'll read this out loud. Just follow along if you can read that. Just as a body, he's talking like a physical body, just as a body, though one has many parts, but all its many parts form one body, so it is with Christ. For we were all baptized by one Spirit so as to form one body, whether Jews or Gentiles, slaves or free. And we were all given the one Spirit to drink. Even so, the body's not made up of one part, but of many parts. Okay, this isn't a difficult metaphor. We have our body, we have different parts. They make one body, right? Let me have some volunteers. Volunteers. Nope, hand went down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, just stand right around here. This is a creativity thing. I'm not going to give you much instructions. You have to figure it out yourself. I will, now that I'm looking at some sizes, though, I'll be gracious with that. So, we'll go with torso, okay? Hand, head, foot. Wait, how did I mess that up? I need one more. That's how I messed it up. You had your hand up. What did I tell you? Head, foot. Make a body, please. Make a body. Go ahead, figure it out. Make a body. Come on, you're all smart high schoolers. Torso. Don't stand on them. Just stand behind them. You're a hand. You're a hand. You're the head. Get on the torso, man. All right, let's hear it for our body. Okay, now just hang there for a little. You're good, right? You got him, yeah. Okay, so we have a hand right here, right? We have a hand, we have 2 feet, we've got the head, we've got the torso. Which part of the body should you protect the most? Your head, okay? I know where you're going for. But you don't want to get head injuries, stuff like that, right? Okay, well, just bear with me for a little bit, right? Okay, so now let's read this next part of this verse. Now, if the foot should say, because I'm not a hand, I do not belong to the body, it would not be for that reason stop being a part of the body. And if the ear should say, because I'm not an eye, I do not belong to the body, it would not for that reason stop being part of the body. If the whole body were an eye, where would the sense of hearing be? If the whole body were an ear, where would the sense of smell be? All right, let's use Paul words a little bit. If our hand here is like, I suck because I'm a hand. I'm just a hand. It's way cooler to be a head and then decides like, I'm leaving this body now. I'm just going to walk away. What's going to happen to the body? No right hand. The whole body will suffer, okay? The whole body's going to suffer. Come on, back hand. If the hand, or no, let's do it, let's say the foot's like, I'm the foot. The rest of you are less than me because I walk around and I get you places. I'm the most important part of the body. What's the rest of the body going to feel toward the foot? You're a jerk foot. We don't like you, okay? So, like, that's not how your body works, obviously, okay? All the parts work together to make your body work. If one part suffers, the rest of your body suffers in some way, all right? All right, let's hear it one more time for the body, and you guys can go back and sit down. Thank you. All right, Paul uses this metaphor because he believed this was God's purpose, is that we all would be unique, that we would all be unique. He goes on a few verses later, says, but God has put the body together, giving greater honor to the parts that lacked it. In other words, we think sometimes our head is the most important, but in reality, all parts have equal honor. Because if you lose some of those parts, the whole body suffers. So that there should be no division in the body, but that its parts should have an equal concern for each other. If one part suffers, every part suffers with it. If one part is honored, every part rejoices with it. A moment ago, we just rejoiced with the seniors. They are a part of our metaphorical body here. We are happy for them. They have graduated. They are about to move on to greater things, better things, amazing things, and we are happy for them. Right? That's how a body works, is that we are all unique so that we all can benefit from each other. Okay, so that's one metaphor. Now, there's another metaphor that I think would also help us understand it. And I hope you guys have heard of this game. It's one that I really like to play, all right? And I really like to play this game with my boys, okay? We play trios. And we do really well together, okay? So we have learned how to be a pretty good team of trios. With some catches though, okay? Now listen carefully because you're all gonna understand some of the things I'm about to explain, right? We go down and we go to the same spot, obviously. That's the plan. Get our weapons, get our ammo, and then we're ready to kill, okay? But, come on people, you guys are way too religious here. Okay. But there's a little bit of a problem. You see, my boys, sometimes they don't like to play the role on the team, okay? I've got one who, he's very confident, and so sometimes we notice he's not with us anymore. He's off on his own, trying to take everybody out, and sure enough, and he's good, okay? So he takes 2 people out on another group, but then dies by the 3rd one, okay? And then we're all like, come on, dude, that wasn't the plan. Stick to the plan, okay? Now, my other son, he's a little different. I'll be doing what I'm supposed to do, getting all my weapons. I look over, and there he is, jumping up and down an umbrella. And he's like, ha, 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 isn't that funny? Look, I'm jumping down an umbrella. And I'm like, buddy. And then all of a sudden, he's dead because someone found him jumping on an umbrella, okay? Now, to be fair, I also am guilty because you see, I'm the dad who's trying to be cool for his sons and I want to impress them. And if you want to impress somebody in Fortnite, you got to kill people, okay? So I try to kill people and of course I'm not as good, so I die. And then they get mad at me because I'm not doing my job, okay? So our team, we have roles and my role, or their role is to kill the other teams and my role is to be the decoy. I run out there and people shoot at me, okay? That's what I do. I run and I jump and I run and I jump and I slide and people just shoot at me and then they know where everybody is and they go kill them. When we do that, we win. When we don't do that, we lose, okay? Very simple. Do you get the metaphor? We each have our role to play based on our abilities, based on our uniqueness, based on our lack of abilities, okay? So that's how it works. And this is how God intended it to work. God intended life to work like Fortnite. Okay, we'll just go on. Okay. A couple of things just to put in your head right now. Know your role. Okay, I just talked about my role in the Fortnite team. Know your role. In life, in church, if we're going to do this together and we're all unique, know who you are. Didn't we just say that, right? Don't try to be somebody else. Know who God created you to be. Know what you're good at. Know what you're unique at. Get better at those uniquenesses. Don't just be like, yeah, I kind of juggle, okay? Don't just be like, well, I'm kind of an encourager. Be the best encourager that the world has ever seen. Why not? Right? Thank you. Well done. All right. But not only know your role, but do it. Fulfill your role. So many people, they know like, yeah, I'm good at this, but they never use it. Go do it. Where did I go after high school? Well, college. Where did I go after college? Thailand. Okay? I didn't want to stay in York. And I came back and I actually like it here. But when I was in high school, I was like, I got to get out of this place. I want to go do something. I want to go be something. Okay, do it. Do it. Last one, and this is one we really most often forget, is support each other in their roles. And in high school, that's probably one of the hardest things to do, right? It's because you're still trying to figure out the first two. And it's so hard to support each other's roles. And there's so many people trying to make themselves feel better by tearing you down and saying you're actually not good at what you're really good at. So know your role, fulfill your role, support each other's roles. All right, let's talk again. Which one of these is hardest for you? At your tables, go ahead. Which one is the hardest? What was the unique thing that I shared with you about me? Yeah, juggling. So when I juggled, I stopped juggling around sometime in college, and then I kind of never went back and did it again. I just lost interest and then went on with life. Went to Thailand, and some of the missionaries I worked with there, they worked with a group of people called the Shan. The Shan are people that are originally from Burma, which is a neighboring country of Thailand. Burma is a horrible place. There's lots of war going on. There's lots of genocide. There's lots of killing. There's all sorts of things. And so a lot of people from Burma are fleeing into Thailand and like refugees. We're talking like refugees fleeing into Thailand. And it's a really sad situation. Now, they settle into refugee camps, and then they have families, and they have kids, and things like that. The interesting thing is, in America, if you're born within the borders of America, you are automatically a citizen, right? That's the laws of America. In Thailand, there is no law like that. Your parents have to be Thai for you to become a Thai citizen. So all these Shan kids that are being born in Thailand are not citizens. That means they do not have any paperwork. That means they do not have birth certificates. It doesn't mean they can't get a license. They can't get a job. So they're just growing up into guaranteed poverty because they can't do anything. So there's missionaries there that were working with them, trying to help them get educated, trying to help them get papers, trying to get vocation and stuff like that. Great ministry. I wasn't involved in it. That was their thing that they were doing. They heard somehow that I juggled. They run summer camps for these kids, and they said, would you please come and juggle for these kids? I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. So I went and did a little juggling routine for them. It was very subpar. I would never make it on America's Got Talent. All X's all the time, okay? So that's all it would be. These kids absolutely loved it, okay? They absolutely loved it. It was something they had never seen before, and they just really, really enjoyed it. I'm not saying that me juggling changed the world, okay? I'm not saying that at all. But I was really grateful for a chance to just add to their lives a little bit of joy in the situation they're in. Thankful for the people that are working really hard for the things they truly do need, but also thankful that I got a chance to sort of be a part of that. All because I had this random, unique gift that I was able to use. I might have hit the wrong button. Somebody fix it for me. Okay, so Peter says, each of you should use whatever gift. You know, we talk about spiritual gifts, but I think Peter is talking about whatever gift, whatever uniqueness you have. If it's a spiritual gift, cool, great. If it's something silly like juggling, cool, great. Use whatever you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. God's love comes in all shapes and sizes. God is not limited to just preaching and teaching, okay? You can use anything. You don't have to be as awesome as Donovan. You don't have to be as sweet as Jess. You don't have to be as dorky as Jay. I mean, musical as Jay. So we just use what we have to serve others and serve God. And if I could say any last line, okay? Any last line, we're skipping the discussion. It's this. We need you, okay? We need you. And I'm not saying like us old people need the young people to become Christians so the church stays like, no, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying I'm a teacher, I'm a principal. I need my students just as much as they need me. If you want me to, I don't have the time to explain all of that, but this is how God designed his people. And he wants the church to be the best at this, is we need all of you. Every little uniqueness that you have, this church needs, this youth group needs, the world needs. We need you. So that's why I'm a little frustrated with the memes sometimes. When they're like, yeah, you're unique, but you're not useful. Okay, no, that's not how it works in God's kingdom. We need you, all right? Let me pray for you guys. Jesus, you are amazing. And that you knew how to live a life where you truly served others with all that you had and gave us that example. We praise you and thank you for that. And we're so thankful that you are the one who created all of us. And you created us all unique. And however that works logically, that we're all unique, and yet we're not all the same, or somehow that makes us all special, you, of course, can do that. And so, Lord, I just ask that you would help us. Help us to know our role, fulfill our role, and support others in that role, because we need each other. So help us to remember that as we walk through this world that does treat us a little harshly and tries to take away our uniqueness. Help us to remember who we are in you, and so that we can go and serve others. We ask this all in Jesus' name. Amen.